All right. Now, we've shown here that there's no way possible Christ could have been born December 25th. That December 25th is nowhere in the Bible, let alone December 24th, the day we're in today. So the question is, and someone should ask our preachers and our pastors out there, why are you celebrating Christmas? Now, tomorrow they're going to have, or so-called Saturday, they will have their so-called Christmas service. Now, I'm in the two Babylons. We're on page 91, chapter 3, reading of festivals. Well, let me do something here. One moment. Where is the display right there? This way it won't cut off anymore. All right. The author of this book is Alexander Hislop. Hislop. And what he did was he took some, and his references are impeccable. In the back of the book, he'll give you the references. But what he did was he took research to compare the ancient Babylon and their rituals to modern day Babylon and their rituals and practices. And they're one in the same. Okay? I'm on page 91, going into festivals. All right? I need you to start at the first verse. I mean the first, I'm saying the first verse here. The first paragraph which says, if Rome
be indeed the Babylon of the apocalypse.
It says, if Rome be indeed the Babylon of the apocalypse. Go ahead.
And the Madonna enshrined in her sanctuaries be the very queen of heaven.
And the Madonna be the very queen of heaven. Now that's what they're teaching in Catholicism. You have these Catholics talking about they seen Mary apparitions and different things. They seen a picture of Mary in toast. She popped up in a tree and was crying blood. Okay, this is the deity they're worshiping, which is Mary. Read that again.
If Rome be indeed the Babylon of the apocalypse.
Go ahead.
And the Madonna enshrined in her sanctuaries be the very queen of heaven.
So they call Mary the queen of heaven. Read.
For the worshipping of whom the fierce anger of the Most High was provoked against the Jews in the days of Jeremiah.
So the Most High was mad at us for worshiping the queen of heaven in Jeremiah. Let's get that out of Jeremiah, where we worship the queen mother of heaven. There's one in Jeremiah 44. Mm-hmm. Jeremiah 44 and the 24th verse. Read it.
Moreover, Jeremiah said unto all the people and to all the women, hear the word of the Most High.
Hear the word of the Most High. Read.
All Judah that are in the land of Egypt.
All Judah that are in the land of Egypt. Read.
Verse 25. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, the God of Israel, saying, Ye and your wives have both spoken with your mouths, and fulfilled with your hand, saying, We will surely perform our vows that we have vowed, to burn incense to the Queen of heaven.
To burn incense to who?
To burn incense to the Queen of heaven.
So they started worshiping the Queen of heaven, and they did this also in Egypt. Okay, this is the ancient Babylonian rituals they received from ancient Babylon. So the Most High was angry at our people worshiping a queen mother. All right. Mary is the mother of Christ. She's not supposed to be worshipped or referenced anything beyond that. All right. She was the mother of Christ, nothing more, nothing less. She's not no spiritual deity to be blessed and to be prayed to. All right. And let's go back to the two Babylons, going into the Queen Mother and Christmas Eve. Read it.
It is also of the last consequence that the fact should be established beyond all possibility of doubt.
Go ahead.
For that being once established, everyone who trembles at the word of the Most High must shudder at the very thought of giving such a system, either individually or nationally, the least countenance or support.
Go ahead.
Something has been said already that goes to prove the identity of the Roman and Babylonian systems. But at every step, the evidence becomes still more overwhelming. That which arises from comparing the different festivals is peculiarly so. The festivals of Rome are innumerable, but 5 of the most important may be singled out for elucidation. Christmas Day.
Christmas Day is one of these under Rome. Satanic Christmas Day. Read.
Lady Day.
Lady Day. What's Lady Day? Read.
Easter.
Easter. Read.
The Nativity of St. John.
The Nativity of St. John. They have this in Catholicism. Nowhere in the Bible does it tell you to worship the Nativity of John the Baptist. Or John the Saint. Excuse me. Read.
And the Feast of Assumption.
And the Feast of Assumption. Another feast under the Roman Catholic Church that have nothing to do with the Bible. Read.
Each and all of these can be proved to be Babylonian.
Each of these practices can be proven to be Babylonian. Now you have a regular church that won't worship the Assumption and St. John and all these other rituals, but they'll hold dear to Christmas and Easter. All right? And they'll do their preparation on Lady Day, or what you would call Christmas Eve. Read.
And first, as so to the festival in honor of the birth of Christ, or Christmas. How comes, if that festival was connected with the 25th of December?
If that festival was connected with December 25th, go ahead.
There is not a word in the scripture about the precise day of his birth.
There's no place in the scripture that give you a month and a day. So the question is, if there's nothing in the scripture, how did the churches get December 25th? And then how can they use that as an excuse and say, well, even though we don't know what day it is, that's the day the church chose to do it on. Show me that in the scriptures. Show me that you can choose a day to celebrate a day that Christ said that Christ had actually nothing to do with. And why did you choose December 25th? Who was born on December 25th? Why didn't you pick January 2nd? What about February the 15th? Why didn't you pick March the 3rd? I'm just throwing out some hypotheticals there. Why December 25th? Read.
There is not a word in the scriptures about the precise day of his birth.
There's not one scripture that say that Christ was born December 25th. Go ahead.
Or the time of the year when he was born.
Or the time of the year he was born. Now, of course, he's incorrect here because we can go into the time of the taxes and to know what year they tax, which is the harvest time. So he's incorrect there. You could get a time period, but the Bible will not give you a precise day. Why? There's no place in the scriptures tell us that we should reverence Christ's birthday. No place. He never said, do it my birthday. He was walking with the disciples for 3 years. So we should have seen 3 birthdays celebrated with the disciples. After Christ died, we seen not one birthday celebration with the disciples after Christ was crucified and resurrected. Not one. You didn't have this December 25th day until the 4th century when Constantine actually integrated December 25th into the new Christian worship. The same December 25th the pagans and Romans was worshiping while Christ was born, while he was living, while he was on his ministry, the Romans were celebrating December 25th. Read. And this is for all those Christians out there who don't know. Some of you ignorantly doing it because your pastor said, you know, it's Christ's birthday. Or they might come up with this asinine gesture they use over and over again and just state, well, it don't matter. Why? Nothing matters but you do it. It don't matter that, you know, that we don't worship the Sabbath. It don't matter that we eat anything we want to eat. It don't matter that we don't know what day Christ. If nothing matters, why go to church? Why are you doing these things and it doesn't matter? It must matters. Read.
What is recorded there implies that at what time he was born, whatsoever time his birth took place, it could have not been on 25th of December.
It could not be on December 25th. Read.
At the time that the angel announced his birth to the shepherds of Bethlehem, they were feeding their flocks by night in the open fields.
They was feeding their flocks by night in the open field, like we read in Luke the 2nd chapter. Read.
Now, no doubt, the climate of Palestine is not so severe as the climate of this country.
Okay.
But even there, though the heat of the day be considerable, the cold of the night from December to February is very piercing.
So it's very piercing cold in Israel during December through January. Read.
And it was not the custom for the shepherds of Judea to watch their flocks in the open fields later than the end of October.
And it was not the customs for the shepherds to have their sheep out in the open field past the end of October. So based on that alone, when Luke says that the shepherds were abiding in the field, we know that Christ's birthday cannot be past October 31st. That's crystal clear. So not only was Christ was not born, not only was he not born in December, he wasn't born in November. He was born during the harvest time in